So here we are then. We've got the gearbox side up on the stand there. I have dropped the gearbox in, which is quite straightforward. You do it all in one lump. Leave your selector shaft out so that the selectors come down my selector. Yeah, alright. So your selectors wobble around a bit. Get your gears in and look down the back there. You can see that the gearbox or the gear shafts have gone all the way home. They won't go straight home. You'll have to wiggle them around a little bit, but it's not difficult. Once you've done that, you'll find your selector dogs will fit in the right part of your tunnel. Make sure you've set it into neutral as well to make it a bit easier. And then gently waggle your shaft back in and it all should just slide in. And then pop your crank in. Don't forget your new balancer weight. Once you've got that lot done, all we need to do now is to prep up the casing and slap on some of this gunk. It's a right pain in the buttocks to work. Also, change the first of your O-rings in there. And one thing we're going to point out is make sure you clean your cases and remove all traces of the 3-bomb from before. I'm going to hand that to my assistant while I just show you what you need to look for. All these little, trying to lift it out without just chucking it on the floor. All these little shards of sealer from the factory, they all need to come out because you don't want them in there. And when you take the metal strainer out from the other side of the casing, you will find shards of sealer. Right, now when you've done that, clean your gasket faces up so they're solvent and diesel free if you use diesel to clean your engine. I've done the gearbox side already just to speed the job up. Right, now if you're using the Honda workshop book, it will give you a little chart, a little guide on exactly where to smear the goo. You only want it on the bits that are gonna, risk spilling to the outside. But let me just try and master this goo. Generally what happens is the first squirt of it comes out like pee, so I need something I can pee on. Well, that's actually the invoice, not that that matters. Right. So, it tends to de-emulsify, or whatever you call the posh word. So, as soon as it's decided to stop doing that, start laying it on. Oops. One tiny little line, he says. And this stuff starts setting up almost instantly. So, wang it on there. Try to get it on thin enough that you don't have to start spreading it around with your finger. You don't need to go around both sides of the bolt hole, but I just do it out of habit. Right, what did I miss? I might have a bit thick there. Let's just go it back around here. Oh, that one, yeah. I'm going to do these because these are where the engine bolts pass through, and I don't want any water sneaking in. Right, that's not an oil. No, that's an open passageway, so that don't need sealing. Let's just seal this one. Same again, we don't want rainwater getting, or we don't want water getting in there. Same around the dowel. Right, let's bottom that one off. If you bottom them off, go all the way around them, and that lessens the chance of corrosion sneaking in there. Well, I suppose if I've done all that, I might as well just get that bad boy there. Oops. And there. This stuff's a pain in the ass. It starts to set up straight away. So, get that back on. Right. Whoops. So, just excessively oil that bearing. Get some into the roller there and drop a bit in there for no particular reason. I've done that one. Just make sure they've received some oil. I'll make sure the crank has got a little bit more. We'll just put a bit on there. It doesn't need it, but we'll put it on there anyway. Right, he's had a bit. Just give these a touch up. And we're ready to go. Okay, so here we go. Whoa, and he's put his thumb in it straight away. Right. So we want to grab it there and just throw it. Oops. Together. Obviously, keeping it equal as you're easing it on. And that's it. It's on there. Right, now I will sling the bolts in. So we've got to get all the bolts back in now. And I think, thankfully, Mr. Honda kept the bolts a standard length. I hate it when you've got crankcases with 65 different length bolts, like my Kawasaki. Every single bolt had a different hole, and you had to measure every one. They were all like a millimetre here and a millimetre there, but they're all in. So we'll get a, what do we call it, clicky stick. We'll get a clicky stick on it now and torque them down. Right then, so starting from the centre, we will torque up around the crankshaft. Just make sure it's still free, which he is, and we're working across direction. So let's start right at the very bottom, get that one, and then we'll start here, get that one, and then one out from the bottom, and one out from the top, another one out from the bottom, another one out from the top, bottom, top, top, bottom, top, and we've been there. So basically, start at an easy one. Well, check, 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 check. Right, let's go anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops. 11. And that's your lot. So I've now got to go up to immigration and tell them that I'm still living here. And the next bit will be bunging some of the side pieces on. So we'll see you in the next one.